Okay, can I have my slide, please? Synthesis. Ada, sudah ada di bawah itu. Okay, thank you. This is indeed a very short synthesis. Can I have the first slide, please? Okay, with regard to country situations, all the countries still in the low concentrated epidemic with typically prevalence level of 5 to 9% at the in the female sexual workers, and between 10 to 20% prevalence in IDU groups. Also prevalence about 5% in MSM, client of sex workers and transgenders. The main key driver of the infections in the countries, in the 4 countries, is IDU. Actually, it is the interactions between the IDU groups and the female sex work groups. IDU sell and buy sex, and some of the female sex workers also injecting drugs. The country also experienced an increasing number of reported cases in the last 3 years, and both of the affected people are young people aged between 17 and 25. In all countries, the proportions of male HIV positives is bigger than female, with the proportions of 80% of male and 20% of female. Okay, on the next slide, please. On the country response, the national plan exists at least in 3 countries. In Indonesia, we have national strategic plan and action plans for 2007-2010. In Malaysia, they have strategic plan for 2006 and 2010. And the Philippines, they have operational plan for 2009-2010. The program of the countries focus on preventions and prevention on the most access groups, and combined with the care, support, and treatment. Most countries has piloting on PMTCT. With Malaysia have mandatory testings for pregnant women as part of the antenatal care. All countries do surveillance. The second generation surveillance we call IBBS, the integrated biological and behavioral surveillance. Most countries do active screening for donor blood. Malaysia, I think part of that also do premarital mandatory testing, as we just learn from today's sessions. And most countries now also focus on VCT, both voluntary and provider-initiated VCT. We call it opt-in and opt-out. Okay, that is the synthesis from the country situations and response. Now let's move to the synthesis from the religious perspectives. This is only have 1 slide on this. I think this is a 3-point from the presentations. All religious believe respect human being regardless of their HIV status, and we should provide help in terms of treatment, shelter, etc. for those in need, and we should not stigmatize and discriminate people living with HIV/AIDS. Thank you.
Okay, the last part is the psychosocial and economic impact on HIV/AIDS and its political issues. So the psychological impact was delivered by Prof. Irwanto, and he said that it is about how one thinks, feels, and reacts to being infected with HIV/AIDS or to the loved one. And then usually they feel like death, dying, impoverished, discrimination, and stigmatization, harassment, and abandonment are common to the people living with HIV. And then in children, usually it's associated with the loss of parental care, and they will be ashamed, depressions, and trauma. After testing, usually people will disbelieve about what's the result of the test, shocks followed by numbness, crying, anger, and frustration. And after a while, some of them blaming others and revenge. And some of them are just doing the same things, so they don't want to think about their HIV status, including doing their risk behavior again. The social impact of HIV/AIDS is, it means that the consequence of HIV/AIDS in the community. So usually they lost their basic rights, such that we already discussed today, and the right for health, education, work, and travel. And in the community, they will feel social disruptions. Factors that affect severity of psychological impacts is addictions, usually from the IDUs, poverty, discriminations, and without any assistance, resilience of the individuals who are having HIV will fade away very soon. And women and children is the hardest hit, because the role of women is caregiving, and if the children infected by the mothers, so they will feel very guilt. And then children is the most suffered when the mothers have HIV/AIDS. For mitigating the impact of HIV, prevention to mother to infant transmission is very important. So the program is PMTCT, early detection and aggressivity, and then prevent opportunistic infection and improve quality of life. The session 9 will talk about the economic impact. So HIV creates immediate crisis and systematic conditions. So what is the meaning of crisis? Is high speeds of transmission among adult population, and systematic conditions means its impact heavily on the productive age adult. This disease diminishes the capacity of the African country to maintain the previous achievement in social and economic development. So it hits agriculture, sustainability, business, health sectors, education, and national economic growth will disrupt. The impact of the HIV in the families: loss of family members, loss of productive time, burden for therapy, and in the community or nations, it will decrease the productive populations. In healthcare systems, additional burdens for HIV/AIDS patients, and then the cost of ART that's very high. For the education, in Africa, loss of educators, loss of education opportunity in children and youth. The most damaging impact are in the younger and productive populations, the loss of trained and skilled worker. In this part, Professor Suwarta also talk about stigma, prejudice, and ignorance. The last session is political issues that was conducted by Ibu Nafsyah Boy. So she talks about prevent the sexual transmission of HIV. So she talks about STI, circumcision, choosing target most at-risk populations. That's the programmatic actions, and then prevent transmission through injecting drugs. So it's SNAP program, drug substitutions like methadone, outreach and VCT, PHC, and ARV. And then she'll talk about the integrated HIV prevention into AIDS treatment service, training for health provider, counseling, improve access and availability. Promote greater access to voluntary counseling and testing. This is very important because it can prevent the spread of HIV. So there's two tests, client-initiated and provider-initiated, but both of it should follow the 3C principle: confidentiality, counseling, and consent or informed consent. To prevent mother-to-child transmissions, it should be prevented with primary infections, unintended pregnancies, and prevent transmission to providing CST. I think that's all. Yeah. Okay, and then yeah. So for the students, do you have questions? Because after this, we will have interactive course feedback guiding by Pak Ishar, and then the last one is Pak Gatot will talk about how the examinations will conducted. Pak Ishar, can you?
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a slide. Okay. Participants, we have your daily feedback, but in the next 15 or 20 minutes we will do plus delta. Okay. Huh?
Plus delta, so funny.
Okay, we'll do. We're having your daily feedback.
Hi, this is Kuala Lumpur. I can't hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, this is an interactive course feedback, what we call a plus delta session. The plus is something you like about the course, and delta something needs to be improved. Okay, we'll use this feedback for the future designs of the course. Okay, we'll start with first group, University of Diponegoro, University of Airlangga, and then Monash Sunway. Do you have anything that you like about the course? Anything positive or anything that need to be improved? Okay, please, University of Diponegoro, are you still with us? Oh, we don't see anyone in the University of Diponegoro. Okay, Airlangga.
Yes.
Pak Pri, please, do you have anything positive, plus, for the course, or anything that needs to be improved?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
The plus is, yeah, the course is very interesting for us. I think it can increase or improve our knowledge. And for improvement, it's I think,
yes.
Yeah, for the facility, especially in our facility. It's about internet connection.
Firstly, at the remote site. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else from Airlangga?
Anything?
Pak Pri, do you have any feedback for us? Okay. Let's move to Ms. Law from Monash University at Kuala Lumpur. Any positive feedback or things to improve? Monash Sunway. Hello.
Sorry. Yes. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you clear.
All right. Overall, the course has been interesting and interactive. It gives time for the participants to ask the speakers about certain issues that they want further clarification. And the thing is that it addresses most of the public health issues related to HIV and AIDS. The Delta side is that I agree with the other groups that there is a problem with the audio-visual quality during the presentation because what happened is that certain slides I could not really read from here, and the audio from the speakers was also not clear. The other thing is that when it was distant site, I noticed the speakers can't use a cursor to direct, the point that was under discussion. And the thing, the cursor, so that the speaker can use the cursor to point the important facts on the slide.
Okay.
Yeah. The other thing is that I was wondering whether in future, because the audio-visual quality is not so good, whether the organizers can give us the handouts on the on the web, so that we can also have two sort of things that we can do. One is that we can read and follow the lecture. The other thing is that we can also prepare questions beforehand to ask the speaker. That saves time. The other thing is that whether future talks we can discuss things like the legal and ethical aspects of this issue. Thank you. I can't hear you again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, University of Hasanuddin, do you have positive feedback as well as the Delta things that need to be improved? Hasanuddin? Okay, Udayana, University of Udayana. Udayana, do you have?
We do.
Okay, please.
We think in the University of Udayana this course is very, very good. But I would like to give two feedback. The first about the time of discussion. I hope in the next course the time of discussion is longer than before, because sometimes we feel not satisfied yet. And the second one, I would like to get the article about the material of presentation. I think that's all. Thank you.
Okay. Timor-Leste, are you still with us? Hello, Timor-Leste? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we lost Timor-Leste. Yeah. Timor-Leste,
we are here. Yes.
Okay, do you have
feedback, positive feedback?
Any feedback for us? Positive as well as
yes.
things need to be improved? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. For positive one, this conference is very interesting because we may know diverse matters regarding to HIV and AIDS in different countries. And for the things that to be improved, that is a matter for audio-visual or connection. For example, this morning we made some presentation due to the connection problem. Back to you, that's it.
And
okay,
we have another question here.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
In my side,
Yeah.
I'd like to special for the Delta one.
Yeah.
I'd like to, at least all the material that you'd like to present. If you have a good connection with our country, and then just send it, and then we try to review that first, and then so that we have a point of view regarding the topics. So that's the things.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we move to University of Indonesia at the Salemba site. Any feedback for the course, please? UI at Salemba.
Okay, in general, it's very good to have such a very competent speaker from different background. It's for the positive side, but for Delta, maybe when we have a panel discussion with other countries, it will be better if the source person presented the same point of the topics, so we can make a better comparison and understanding. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we, last but not least, UI at Depok. If you have any feedback for the course, please.
Yes, really, as other participants expressed, that really interesting and comprehensive discussion on HIV. But on Delta points, I will have some comments that if we have some decision from medical perspectives also.
Sorry, I can hear you. Can you speak a little bit louder, closer?
Okay. In Delta part, I have some comments that if we have some presentations from medical point of view or medical perspectives, maybe because especially myself, I ask 2 or 3 questions, but no answer. Mostly the material was or the discussion or presentation was on public health sides, but sometimes comments or questions rise about the medical points of view or perspectives, especially maybe on treatment or mechanism of infection like this, or mechanism of how the HIV or disease emerge or like this.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We will suggest you one for the Delta.
Okay.
We do need the recap because we can't find the recap material in the site. Thank you.
Okay, we will upload that. Okay. I think
I want to give you 2 more plus points.
Okay.
One thing, the plus points is that the organizers have done very well. I mean, trying very hard to solve the problems as they come along. So there was a good job done. The other thing is that by having this summary pre and post lectures, that was very good, so that we can do a recap for the participants within that 1 week gap. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for all sides. I think I'll give the microphone to Mr. Gatot for the explanations for the exams. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to explain how to use the online test. Actually, it is quite simple. So we already put the link from the our website. So for you that already familiar with the information in our website, I think just go to the first slide. Okay, so but before I explain how to use the application or access the test, I want to inform some rules during the test. So the examination is only available online through the website that I mentioned here. So just go to the www.CLR-UIACID-GDLC and news. So if you go there, you can see the link to the online test. And the second rule is the participant can access the online test from today at 11 a.m. actually to June 10 at 11 p.m. So you have several days, not more than 10 days, I think. Yeah. So you have enough time to do the test, the online test, and you can try several times until you get all the right question. Yeah. Actually, the test has 40 multiple choice questions. You can see from different topics, and then the participant has several attempts to answer questions, and in each attempt participant has only 60 minutes to answer all questions. So every time if you